Press Start Podcast.
And welcome back to the Press Start Podcast. I'm your host, Vic, aka Mr. Never Chillness, episode number 172. And this week I'm joined by my co host, Roger, aka Lunatic Oblivion. What's going on, bro?
Not much, my friend. Nothing much. It's just picking up a new game, not really a new game kind of thing, and just can't get enough of it.
Yeah, no doubt about that, man. Before we dive into what we've been playing, anything new with you over the last, I guess, 3 weeks?
No, not really, my friend. Not really.
Just staying busy working and, being a dad.
Mm-hmm.
How's the little man doing?
Headstrong and figured out how to get out of his room on his own.
Yeah, you were saying that earlier, and you were just like, "Hey, I guess you know how to
Hey,
open the
bud.
door now."
How you doing? Like, I was watching the baby monitor and I was like, he's either in front of the door and I can't see him, or he's escaped. He's
He
escaped. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. But yeah, nonetheless, let's go ahead and dive in and let's talk about what we've been playing over the last few weeks. We've had tons of time to play games. We both have a pretty solid list here, so we can talk about a few of them that we've actually been playing together. And first up, we got Abiotic Factor, man. That's our continuation game that we're just thoroughly enjoying, and it's just that game feels like we're hooked into it, and maybe not so much for our rest of our friend group sometimes, but me and you are thoroughly invested into it. But overall, how do you think the game is? Like I have a lot to say about it, but I'd like to hear what your thoughts are where we're at now.
I think the game has done a really good job of capturing the sandbox, but in a progressive manner. Like it doesn't feel like you're just sitting there in a procedurally generated world rerunning everything. It's a sandbox, but it's a straightforward story sandbox, which feels good at many times.
Yeah, I definitely love it. It's just like just how the story progresses and then like how it loops back and connects to older areas where you've been at, which we just discovered here with our most recent expansion of the story is like we circle back to our original base from when we first started the game. We're like, oh, this is fucking perfect. Like, I'm glad we
Yeah,
didn't
I
tear
guess
it
we moved
completely
back home.
apart. Yeah, now we're back home. But yeah, man, that's been a lot of fun, man. I'm really curious to see where it goes because my understanding, I think we are getting closer to the end, is from my understanding.
Mhm.
So
Yes, it does feel that way at the moment. Like we're very close. Technically our first base is actually just right above the end of the game. And supposedly if you want to like speed run the game, you literally just take an office chair and you just drive the office chair off the ledge by our base and you end up in the final zone and you just walk out the door. Like literally we can spit at the exit to the game, but we just can't get there yet.
right, unless we take an office chair.
Yeah, unless you take an office chair for speedrunning strats.
I cannot really compare it to Remnant. Not 100% sure. I've never played either of those games yet. I do have them, but Roger, did you play Remnant at all?
No, it's one of those games that I thought about playing but never got into.
Yeah, I think it's more of like a co-op Souls light, not like, but it has some Souls
Action
experience.
adventure.
Yeah, it's definitely on my backlog to eventually give it a go, but maybe one of these days. But
Hmm.
let's talk about a game that I finally did give a go that you guys been playing since the beginning, and that is Peak. You finally convinced me to play it, download it, and check it out. And we completed our first run yesterday, which was pretty awesome. We went through, was it the five ascensions, I guess, except the one is really just straight across. But
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's we didn't get to see the new map. I still have yet myself to experience the new map, but it's definitely one of those games that I think like even the developers I think thought the game was going to fizzle out pretty quick, that it was just going to be streamer bait and then disappear. But even I think they were like, "Oh, wait, shit, people still playing our game?"
yeah, maybe we're onto something here.
Okay. All right, cool. And honestly, it's one of my favorites lately. I'm actually pretty impressed how it's like played. It feels consistently good to jump into a game of Peak and play through it. Like none of it feels bad.
Right. Yeah, I definitely overall have been having a hell of a time playing with you guys. I do want to experience it though one time with the in-game chat as opposed to using Discord because I feel like that could be change it to the whole narrative. You're like, hey, I need help.
Yeah,
I need help. Hello?
yeah, like
Anybody there? No.
the
Okay, I'm dead.
one of the first times we were playing that, you're like, well, why don't we just use Discord chat? And I was like, my friend, I understand the question. The question is perfectly valid, but it's a bad question. Here's why.
It
And
reminded me of
like
like
the
search and destroy. I was like, why don't we just hit and fucking sit in party chat? Because if you're in search and destroy and you're dead, you can't fucking hear your teammates.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You want to be able to like lock in and you want to be able to play the game as it's meant to be played cuz it feels kind of cheap when you're sitting there and you're like, "Well, I can hear fucking everything around me." So clearly like it just it ruins the game when you can kind of pull yourself out and like just tell people what to do or like, "Oh, here's how I died, here's how to get to my body," like while you're still alive. So it takes the risk factor away. You're more likely to split the group because if you can't hear each other, you're less likely to be able to like stick together. And then the other thing is like when you're playing, one of the things that's really important about it is like where are your allies? Like you're like I'm over here. Where is over here? You can't see each other, but if you're in game chat, it uses stereo so you can hear where you're at, where your teammate is. You can actually hear them around the corner from you. You can hear they're below you, above you, to the left, to the right, wherever they are, you can hear them because of directional audio where you don't get that in Discord, which I think really helps the game a lot because then you can kind of play more closely together and know how to interact better.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess it was all right playing with Discord chat, just like especially like my first time, my first go around was like being able to like have someone
Hmm.
holding my hand through the game and help me understand it. First off, but yeah, moving forward, it'd be pretty cool if we can get Sean's chat, his mic to work in game, so we can continue
Hmm.
to do that. That'd be pretty awesome to check out. But let's talk about another game here that we have been playing. Me and you've been playing a lot of games together lately, and it's Battlefield 6 was the other one. We obviously we're just going to recap the beta. I missed out on weekend 2.
And two.
I played a little bit while I was like on my phone, and it was like kind of the latency you can really feel, and I was like, I don't want to ruin my experience because I really thoroughly enjoyed weekend 1. Had a
Hmm.
absolutely a blast with it. I'm really looking forward to the release here in like less than 2 months. But yeah, man, what's your overall thoughts with Battlefield 6?
I want to love it. And I really like it. But the problem is, I think I'm going to quickly become bored of the gameplay loop. And I think that's going to be the problem. Like, I don't want to sit and invest my time into this. Like, for example, let's just like look at two games objectively. Let's look at this WoW Ascension, like the Ascension mod that we'll talk about in a minute here, like the private servers for Ascension for WoW versus Battlefield 6. One's free, the other is not. One is a randomly like always changing experience. The other one is like you load in, you're going to get kind of the same experience over and over again where like you're playing with a certain build, whether it be your recon, your support, your engineer, or your assault, and it just feels that sort of repetitiousness that you get from a shooter game. And that's what I'm worried that like I'm gonna get quickly bored of that at a 60 $80 between 60 and $80 price tag.
Oh, yeah, that definitely could be understandable, but I think it could be a game that we hop in a few times a week. Get that
Hmm.
adrenaline rush because that it's still there from shooters, man. Is
Yeah.
like that hit of dopamine, I guess. Like, it can be a lot of fun for sure, and I just hope that the amount of content is there, and like the continuous addition of new content is there as well. Which I know Portal, Battlefield Portal, which is their like separate but still together package deal, is going to help out with that because there's going to be a shit ton of community driven content that's going to just breathe more life into it, kind of like what the Halo Forge did to Halo. Um, and I think that's going to be great. And then, but also with Battlefield 6, they're like them bringing back like remastering of some of the older maps are great because you get to relive those in the newer era with Battlefield. And whatnot.
And they're also teasing the whole like MOBA, like not MOBA, the
Battle
battle
Roy.
royale mode,
Yeah.
which like they haven't confirmed, but it's all over. Like it, I'm excited. I am genuinely excited for this game, but the problem is I don't know if I can justify the cost right now versus like just all the other games we've got out there. But maybe, in 2 months I might have enough Steam cash if I keep buying 25 a paycheck or whatever. I might just be like, oh, I have $100 sitting here. Guess I'll get Battlefield.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting it without a doubt. Yeah,
Mhm.
so I'll be there day one. But yeah, actually, let's real quick talk about Delta, which Inhuman here just talked about. I put a little bit of Delta Force, which I'm calling it the Timu version of Battlefield because it's like literally like ripped. It looks just like Battlefield, and they just changed like some minor things. It was kind of one of those like, can I borrow your homework? Just change it. And they just barely changed it. They added like some like special abilities for certain characters and classes, but they literally had like the same four classes. Like they have assault, support, engineer, and recon. I'm like, you couldn't have tried to do this any different. And then like they have like the breakthrough game mode where you're trying to push A and B sites and then move on to the next thing. Um, and it's just, I don't know, feels very gimmicky compared to Battlefield, and also like it felt really clunky because I was playing it on Xbox, and it doesn't really feel like a console game for some reason. Like I just feel like they just ported over the PC version, and it just does not really run well.
Mhm.
So I'm also having issues with that. But hey, it's free, so I got to check it out, and maybe I'll hop back into it a little bit more. But you know, once Battlefield drops, and then I mean Black Ops 7 is right around the corner, which I know it'll be. Looking forward to the zombies and the story mode, but multiplayer doesn't really look exciting to me. But nonetheless, Delta Force was a okay experience to say the least. Definitely not on Battlefield 6 level, and that's just my opinion. I know Inhuman would say otherwise. He's more of a Delta fan over Battlefield 6, but definitely not me. But Roger, let's talk about some other games here. Actually, let's stick along lines of shooters. We played another game together, first time with Fate Trigger. Thanks to Goth John introducing us to this, and
Eh,
it's an anime
Dude,
PUBG, but it feels like Apex, but it also feels like Fortnite without the building, and also feels like PUBG. It's really weird, and you're playing with like these like I call
it
them
felt
Uwu
like
characters.
it took a lot of the best items out of all the different like battle royales, and like honestly, I dig it. I don't know why I dig it so much, and I'm really excited to play more of it. I just find that like it just felt good to play. I hope they actually expand upon it. I know it's in beta right now and it's only 4v4, but I really hope we get into like 2v2 modes, things like that, where
Mhm.
it's, you can kind of change up the flow a little bit, because that would be awesome. I think the 4v4 is really cool. The map seems very, very nice. I like how all the guns are just gun. You pick up sniper, DMR, assault rifle, like there's only really like one gun for each category except for assault rifle, which has I think two or three, and they do different things. Like they're just different fire rates on your gun, whether it's full auto, burst, single shot. Like it just feels good how it plays, and you don't like, oh, he's got a purple assault rifle, guess I just fucking lose.
Right. No, yeah, I could definitely hear you on that one. Yeah, it definitely feels really well, and then I like the whole like upgrade system. Like you go to like those towers, and then like that
Yep.
ability where you can like basically have apply anti gravity to your like sniper, and that changes the whole
Yeah.
fucking game. I'm like, fuck yeah, my sniper bullet
Or
shoots
there's the
straight,
one with
no
increased
more.
bullet velocity, and
Yeah,
you're just like,
yeah.
oh, he's dead.
Yeah, I shoot
But
lasers now. Um, but yeah, it's definitely been a really fun experience. There's a lot to be optimized in the game. There's a lot more content that needs to be
mhm.
fleshed out. But hey, it is in beta. It's going to early access next year, so it game still has a little ways to go before it's in its 1.0 release, which is interesting. But I didn't realize that this game's been out for quite some time, and I didn't ever realize that this was the game that he was talking about when he was saying I'm playing anime PUBG. Like, I had
Yeah.
no idea. So like when I was watching Gamescom opening night live and they had like a trailer, they announced early access for Fate Trigger. I was like, oh cool, this game looks pretty cool and stuff like that. And come to find out that's the game that he was playing already, and I'm like, oh okay.
Guess I'll get to play it for free. Thanks, Goth John.
Yeah, because I saw you was streaming it in the Discord the one day, and I hopped in. And I was like, "Oh, you're playing the new game that just came out today, or was announced today at Gamescom." He was like, "No, this game's been out for." I was like, "Oh, okay, now I understood." Because like I was really confused. I
Yeah.
very rarely do we see games go from beta to open or
Mhm.
early access. Like I just it's all weird. To me, it's all like one and the same.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It more or less felt like a not in dev but alpha, and like the like it's not even open right now either. You still need to request a code, so it's still a closed beta.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So what
Whereas
the
early access, you can kind of get the you don't need a you don't need to find like a code or any you don't like need to get a like code at that point. You just have to buy the game or download it if it's early access. So it's not even there yet, it feels like, compared
right?
to other early access games.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and talk about some other games here. How was your Wu Chang experience? From my understanding, you actually beat it.
Yeah, so I beat Wu Chang. Honestly, it gave me that Dark Souls itch I'd been hunting for like the past year, and it really truly sated it. Like I was enjoying myself. I found my favorite weapon play style. At one point, I literally walked into a boss, and I was like, "I'm sorry to do this to you, motherfucker." And I just literally one tap the boss, did it one fight. They lost utterly. It was just such a quick fight. Like I literally walked in with the dual blade swords. The boss kept swinging at me and I kept clashing every attack, and every time I clashed I would get more stuff to just keep going. My energy would auto refill because I was clashing, and I was like, this feels bad but not for me.
So you found a
Call
way
an
to
ambulance.
really uber cheese the game.
Yeah, some fights I was just like walking in, I was like, I'm sorry, but you just lose this fight. And other fights I walked in and I was like, I I'm in danger.
Yeah, maybe I'll get back to it. I definitely put the game on pause. I was like, I don't really feel like stressing right now.
Yeah.
But one of my next big games I plan on beating is what I just got in the mail the other day was Mafia: The Old Country. So I'm really excited to check that one out. It doesn't have a really long experience. I think it's like 11 to 13 hours to beat it. And they return to the roots of being like more of like a linear style game as opposed to that whole open world thing that didn't work out. So really
Most
looking forward to
games
that.
like everyone was trend chasing, open world games are really big, like they've always been there, but the problem is with open world games, you tend to want to have a multiplayer experience. If you don't, open world games just tend to feel too big a lot of times, and like even completing the story then feels too drawn out and lost. But then if you like try to condense your story mode in an open world, they tend to just put you in this little small area for the story, and then you're like, oh, okay, cool, but what happens after I'm done with that? And they're like, that's the fun thing, like you could have explored all the way over there. What's out there? Nothing.
We just have this big ass open world for you to go explore
Yeah,
but do nothing.
yeah, there's a lot of do nothings in these open world games.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely can agree with that. A lot of open world games struggle with content to fill into that spots, but then they feel like they have to bloat it with content, and then that's where we get rubbish content, like when it's shit's
You mean
really bad.
200 hours?
500
200
hours,
hours?
500
Yeah,
hours of Dying Light 2. Shout out to the
all I'm
um
saying is same wavelength here, bud.
yeah, absolutely nuts. Forspoken. Yeah, that I bought that game. I do want to check it out because I heard the story was really good, but it's also one of those games that did get bloated with like a bunch of side content that just didn't make fucking sense in the game. But
Wasn't conducive.
yeah, because the game and the concept of the game is really done really well. They even brought in like some like for the story from Star Wars and stuff like that. So there's some really creative minds there, but get the development of it definitely missed the mark on that. But yeah, man, let's talk about some other games here. Uh, Nine Kings. I know this is a game that Marshmallow and you were playing, and then you dropped there for a little bit, and he continued to play, and it seems like it's a pretty good game. I know a couple people in Discord was talking about it. Maybe you hop back into it, but overall, what was your experience? What made you drop it?
So
Actually,
I only dropped it because I beat it. Like I beat the main difficulty for the game. Like I figured out what I was gonna play, which king I was gonna play. I was gonna beat the hardest difficulty, and that was it. Like I beat it, and I was like, okay, I'm good. And then it's like, okay, you've beaten the game. It told me you beat the game. Now you unlock like the progressive difficulty where every time you play, it just gets a little bit harder. And I was like, no, I'm good. It was fun. It was fun for a minute, but honestly, it just wasn't that fun.
yeah,
Like it's not like Ascension right now, which we're playing, where it's like I could just keep recreating new characters, playing, re-rolling. I can't wait to Prestige, see how that goes. Like I'm excited to do those things. Whereas this, I was like Nine Kings, I was like, I could turn my brain off for a little bit, but what other roguelites are out there?
Yeah, definitely agree. It seems like that gameplay loop can kind of get like old and real repetitive
Hmm.
real quickly, but yeah, man, let's just talk about it real. Actually, no, I want to save it for last. I'm curious about these last two games here on your list, Dungeons and Degenerative Gamblers. What the fuck is this
Yeah.
game?
Okay, so there is a roguelike company that Sean had gotten a game from a while back, and Jeff Slugs had decided. Me and him are big roguelike guys. We like to share our roguelike games that we play every so often.
Hmm.
So he's like, "Oh, here, check this one out." And it's essentially a dungeon crawler like deck builder game, but you're building a deck of to play blackjack with. But then it has like cards from other card games, like they literally added the Balatro Joker to it, and like it does things that are relevant to the Balatro Joker. So it feels pretty cool, honestly. It just it's don't go over 21. You can change blackjack to 22 with a certain card, or blackjack to 20 with a certain card. So it's
Hmm.
it's just a roguelike deck builder
So
based
it's
around the game
so
of
it's
blackjack.
so it's like Balatro, which was a 5 card poker roguelike,
Yep.
and now it's a roguelike for blackjack. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Might have to check it out.
You're playing against players instead of like not real players, but like players who
Yeah.
have specific decks. Instead of you just trying to hit a point total, you're literally battling these players. And so like hearts heal you, spades do extra damage, I think, and it's like clubs give you shields and diamonds give you poker chips, I think,
Hmm.
which you use to buy stuff. So like if you get blackjack, whatever you got, whatever your suits were in your blackjack hand, you get that many shields, hearts, poker chips, or extra damage based on the deck you're using.
Hmm.
So like if you had a deck full of spades and you got a blackjack, you deal 21 extra damage or something, you
Oh
know.
shit, yeah. That sounds pretty
So
dope.
like yeah, and then as you're going, you get different things. Like one of the cards you can get is like an SD memory card, and it locks your current cards in play, and you then can like return a card from your discard to the battlefield. Then there's one that's like it adds it to your hand. So like blackjack, you don't even get a hand, you just get what's on the board. But the problem is, like in this game, they actually have a hand mechanic too, so like
Hmm.
you can use your advantage to pull a card out and play it instead of revealing the top card of your deck.
Interesting. Yeah, I might have to
Yeah,
check it out.
it's
How much was this game?
$7, I think.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it was $7 on Steam, and I was like, "Yo, this shit's actually super fun."
Oh yeah.
And I just load it up when I'm like sitting there on, sitting on a call or something, waiting for stuff. Like when things are quiet, I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna play some blackjack, and we'll see how it goes."
Yeah.
Sometimes I win, sometimes let's not talk about it.
I hear you, man. And last moment before we talk about our last game of the week is Kaya's Prophecy. What is this game about?
So I ended up buying Blackjack and Degenerate Gamblers in a 2-pack, and this was the other game made this year by that same developer.
Hmm. Okay.
So I grabbed that, and I was like, oh, I'll grab the 2-pack because then you get both games at half off instead of one game at full price. And I was like, okay, 2 games for 15 instead of 1 game for 20 or for 10. And I was like, yeah, easy choice.
Yeah, it makes sense. What do you do in that one though?
So that one is another roguelike deck builder, but also instead of battling, you also have a like a city mechanic where you're like building your tribe, and you have to like collect tributes and cursed blood from your cards to appease this evil god that you've awoken. And it's this whole thing where your like deck building mechanic is actually a 2-part series. One part is building a city, and the other part is building a deck to battle bad guys or other tribesmen.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. So a lot of roguelike, clearly, because this next one here, which we've been just spending 1,000 hours in already, is World of Warcraft Ascension, which is like a private server modded version of World of Warcraft, and it's built around Classic too. Like right now, we're playing on I think what Burning Crusades technically, in that expansion,
Yeah,
and
so
it's a whole
it
roguelike.
originally started with Classic. They're now beta testing. I believe it's alpha testing. Sorry, it's alpha testing Wrath of the Lich King. they're beta testing, like reworking the base 9 classes of Classic so that you can play an experience where you have the 9 base classes, but with like reworked spell lists and stuff, more based off of some of the things you could also find in like Warcraft, as opposed to just the things that were in World of Warcraft, but like the greater spell list of what a priest could know. Because like you can run into a priest in a dungeon or a priest in, the open world, and they may have some silly spells that aren't on the priest spell list. Well, now maybe some of those spells end up on the spell list for the priest in this one. So it's kind of a reimagining of World of Warcraft, but also includes a roguelike mechanic where you can actually play a roguelike version of the game where every level you're getting a random talent from one of the 9 classes. So you're playing sort of like a D&D style MMO instead of World of Warcraft. So you're actually getting to play like every level up you get a chance to roll a random ability from any one of the classes that are currently in the game.
Yeah, it's definitely been really badass and just nostalgia, just getting hit with the syringe of nostalgia, honestly. And it's just I created my second character, which is undead, because my OG character from World of Warcraft days was an undead rogue. So right now I'm playing through like all of the OG missions that I remember playing back then, and I'm just like, man, I'm just
That's pretty
living it.
cool.
I miss this. Spend thousands of hours playing this shit. And I know you played way more than I did, but yeah, man, it's just been a hell of an experience. And then like we've had like what 7 or 8 of us fucking playing, and we even hopped
Yeah, we
into
had
like the dungeons and shit. We were doing that an endless dungeon run yet last night
mhm.
before we hopped off. Like it's just been incredibly fun.
Yeah, I even Jordan hopped in. She's like, "This is so much fun. I don't want to go to sleep." And I was like, "I understand. Like, I
it,
really
it looks like she's
understand.
playing
Like,
right
I don't
now.
want to." She's playing right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm playing right now.
Yeah, I don't know if I could multitask on producing the show and
No,
playing World
no
of Warcraft.
way.
Might be a little bit too much. I know my PC can handle, since World of Warcraft doesn't require like any fucking power at
Yeah,
all. Like it's shit's crazy. I was reminiscing. I was like, man, I used to play this shit on like a home
a
Dell
toaster.
desktop with like a square monitor that was like 12 inches, had a big ass back to it. Like I don't even know if it had a graphics card in it. Just had the integrated card on the CPU or on the motherboard or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, like it's crazy, crazy
Here
to
we
think.
go. Here we go again.
And now I'm playing on a fucking 32-inch 4K monitor with fucking a 3060 GPU. It's like, yeah, this is a bit overkill.
This shit looks bad, but I like it.
It actually doesn't look bad at all. I'm like, yo, like, why does it look like how I remembered it that it looked like?
Yep. And it's not like grainy or anything. Everything just looks like it used to, and it's not terrible. Like WoW doesn't look bad, and it used to be one of the best looking games out there.
Hell yeah, man. But yeah, man, that's everything that we've been playing over the last few weeks. Was there any other games that you wanted to cover before we move on to the news this week?
Nope.
All right, man, let's go ahead and check out the industry news. All right, man, Nintendo's been busy.
So Nintendo is forcing their own games out of a speedrun charity. This was crazy. So there was a speedrun charity going on in Japan. I think it was this month it actually ran. But last month they got the notice that Nintendo was like, yeah, you can't use our games. You got to pull them. And they were like, we've been doing this for 10 years. And they're like, yeah, 10 years illegally. And it's like, shit. Really, Nintendo? Right now, this is what we're gonna do. This is the hill you want to die on. So again, Nintendo's like, how can we be the bad guys today?
They went on a rampage with their fucking, like, I would love to
Their
see their
IP.
lawsuit expenses right now.
Yeah,
Like,
honestly, it is nutty how much they are spending on this shit. I it drives me nuts. It's like that Nintendo is getting so much free publicity for this shit, and they're like, what if we fuck it up? Like, what if we just fucked it up right here? That'd be cool.
yeah, why not?
I just Oh man, dude, it drives me nuts. It is
Yeah.
like, Nintendo, what the fuck are you doing?
And like this doesn't even
And
make
so
sense, like, because this was for a charity. It's not like they were just doing it just cause, you know? Like This is
Yeah.
for a great cause. Like I just can't fathom the thinking process behind. Instead of like telling them to do this, how about you find out a way to make it legal, or like a make it work for them? You know,
Mhm.
we'll see. I'm sure that they're working on that behind the scenes. Would be my guess.
And and the thing is, they're just trying to get money out of it. That's what it is every time too. And it's silly that it's just like, oh, we just want to make money off of our 20-year-old game. It's like, dude, just let people fucking play your game, dude. Why do you have to be like this?
Corporate greed.
Corporate greed. Yep. But yep. That's you're right.
That's like sum it up
Yep.
real quick.
You win game.
Oh man, but looks like Nintendo was on the other end of a lawsuit per se.
Yeah. Okay. So Nintendo is now like being like called out by PETA. They're like, hey, having a cow drive, like the cow character from the Mario extended universe is driving a car in Mario Kart World, and PETA is mad that the cow in that has a nose ring. And yes, I understand what the nose ring is and like what it's used for. And like it's bad. Like don't get me wrong, I'm going to stand on a pedestal for a second and say, yeah, eating meat sucks. Like it's a shitty thing that we do because it has a horrible culture around it, and like the way we treat animals is horrible. And nose rings are used in the meat and dairy industry to control and drag animals around. And PETA claims in their statement, nose rings are used by the meat and dairy industry to exploit, control, and even drag animals to their death. Leave the rings to Sonic and let the cow breathe free. So they're coming after Nintendo for having, nose ring in cows, which are mostly a thing of the past. People don't really use them as much anymore, as far as I'm aware. But they're upset that it exists. It's so much as exists in Nintendo's world.
Yeah, I'm, to be honest, I guess ignorant to the situation because like I never even knew that that was a thing. That cows, if
Mhm.
they had nose ring, they would get drugged like that. Like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. But most gamers or anybody who sees this character has probably no thought about that's what that was for.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. It's like, come on, guys. It's like bringing, what would be better is like, don't go after Nintendo about it. Just bring visibility to the topic and just be like, yeah, if you don't know, this is what it means. And like, people would be like, oh, that sucks. And like, people would most likely be genuinely into the idea of knowing more about it and becoming more educated.
Right.
Now, there are a lot of people out there that would just be like, oh, fuck them, fuck the cows. Who cares about cows?
Right.
I know people like that, but like a large portion of people would be like, thanks for letting me know. Like, genuinely, thank you for keeping me informed.
Oh yeah. The more you know, the better.
Mhm.
But yeah, man. So let's round out the industry news here. This last one. This was a study that was done that I would like to pose the same kind of question to our community, including yourself. Is that a new study has shown that 73% of gamers would be willing to verify their identity to prevent cheating in games. And like I was like, I'm on board with, yeah, fuck yeah. Here's my ID. Scan my shit. Fuck it. Like,
Yeah,
because like that holds me accountable now. So if I get caught cheating in a game, you can find me. You can sentence me to whatever if I'm doing some shit illegally, because a lot of these gamers are going into these big time tournaments for millions of dollars, get caught cheating,
Mhm.
but there's no real reprimand. It's like bad you, bad. You're not allowed to come back to our tournament again. It's like
It's like doping in sports, it's not cool. It ruins the entirety of like the actual competition
mm-hmm.
there. It's bad overall for people. And I just think it's interesting that we're I'd be interested to see more visibility, transparency, and accountability into these things that are happening.
Yeah. So would you be on board with like having your identity like saved to like the games and stuff like that?
Like to be honest, it already is. Like I have an email address. I've used it to register with most of my online games. Like if I'm playing an online game, I need an online profile that is tied to something that belongs to me. So like we are verifying identity. I think verifying who you are, like, with your ID and stuff like that. I can see where it is. I'm a little hesitant because I can see the bad that it would be used for, and this happens a lot because
Mhm.
especially with like these databases. Think about like there was an app just recently. Have you heard about the T app?
Yep, that got hacked. Yeah, that was
Okay.
hilarious.
Yeah. So I just want to kind of talk about that. Like the app had good intentions when it started, then just became a really bad gossiping app for women. It transitioned quickly from helping women stay alert out there in the dating market because there are some real sociopathic men out there because men can be really really gross about things in the dating world because of desperation and this sort of man culture that surrounds it. But this whole idea, which seemed like a good idea, warped, became terrible, and then somebody got mad at it and decided that they were going to come after it. And it turns out all they had all these IDs just out on a Google Drive essentially. So all these people's, phone numbers, their driver's licenses, their full addresses, everything, their full their full personal identity, just their PII gone, just like that. So I'm a little worried that like we're just not going to treat the data right, and that's the problem that scares
Mhm.
me about verifying my identity through like PII means. I've already done it with the people who have allowed me to play the game by giving them an email address. I know I can create like 7, 12, 30 email
Yeah,
addresses,
infinite.
infinity email addresses, but you know, I there it's not easy. It's not easy to keep people accountable, but I think the other problem is
What if it
these
was
big
more like
companies.
along the lines like the only time you have to use your ID to like show your identity on a game is like for tournaments and shit like that. So like then
Yeah, I'd be down for that. Like
but if you're
if
just a
you're gonna
casual gamer
register
just
for a
playing just
tournament,
casual games for fun, I could see why
yeah.
you wouldn't need to do that. You know what I mean?
But then all of a sudden you're like, hey man, I want to compete in this $1,000 COD tournament. Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, fuck them. You need to register who you are. It's like Magic the Gathering. You need to kind of register with them if you want to join the pro circuit, even though it's in person.
Hmm.
But like to play online and shit, like yeah, you have to register. And if you find that you're cheating in a tournament, like yeah, you get blackballed by it. Now there could be bad instances where like people are like, yep, he was cheating, and they have to fight proof, and then there's no real good proof, and maybe they get blackballed because they have a bad reputation and the company wants to blackball somebody or has a bad experience with a professional gamer. There's a lot of things that could go wrong in my opinion, and I just think we need a lot of legal protections for people who do participate in these things, but holding people accountable is huge because like look at the people in Battlefield the first week, there's people out there just jumping into games and they're like, yep, hacks day one, here you go, you can see them in the wall. It's
Yep.
like
Yeah, the anti cheat banned over 300,000 people in the beta.
mm-hmm.
In the
That's
beta.
crazy. It's insane to me that we had that many people cheating in a beta.
Nuts. But yeah,
Like, get a life, guys. Like, what the fuck,
it
dude?
ruined the experience
Like,
for
I don't
everybody else.
like. I'll be the last one, or like, I'll be the first to admit I used like, fucking Game Shark and stuff like that growing up. But they were single player games. Like, who
Yeah.
cares? A ton of people knew like Motherload. I think it is the Sims cheat code. Like, y- who cares? It's a single player game. But when you're in a multiplayer game, you need to go fuck yourself if you're gonna cheat. Like, there's no reason to ruin the fun for everyone else.
Yeah, not at all.
All right, Vic, let's hop into our gaming news for the week.
All right, man. Kicking it off here with Xbox related news. And first up is Starfield. This is a rumor as of right now, but it is rumored to be coming to Switch 2 in 2026. So awesome to see. Maybe this game gets some life breathed back into it because it's kind of just been quiet for quite some time, and especially
Kind of
for
flop.
it's been like one of those games that like it's been really well received, but like the lack of content is really concerning, especially for a Bethesda game because you think Skyrim, Fallout, like those games always get constant support all the
It's the
time.
problem of like the height of gameplay was there's too much like what could we do with this game? And they're like, oh well, if we're gonna support this, we need to do like game like content generation. And I don't know how many times I went to the same fucking like space station on an asteroid with the same fucking spawns, the same fucking layout, exactly 1 to 1. And it's like, all right, well, I'm bored.
Yeah, I eventually got to get back to that. I've never beaten Starfield. I just kind of stopped playing it because I feel like, oh, this game's
Same.
going to take a lot of time to play and beat. So I was just like, nah, let me put it to the side for
Turns
now and
out
I'll
it
circle
takes
back.
like an hour, and some just like determination. You just run quick through all the story stuff and you just skip all of the random content generation.
Right. Well, apparently the objective is like you want to keep replaying it because like it's based
Yeah.
off of the end game mechanic is like every time you beat the game and you start over, like it's a whole new universe, but like I don't know, like different things can happen and it's like based off of
Hmm.
your previous experience and stuff like that. It's some cool technology that is ahead of its time for a game that wasn't ready for that technology yet. Like that game has a lot going for it, but it's also like it's missing a lot.
And like I've seen that technology in other games where like your next playthrough plays off of your previous playthrough, but nothing on a AAA scale.
Yeah. So we'll see. Next up is for Black Ops 7. So obviously we had its official release. I just wanted to highlight a few things from the reveal. They did put out a massive like web article about it, kind of breaking it down. First off is like with the story mode, which kind of looks really weird to me already. It just doesn't seem like a Call of Duty. It doesn't seem grounded. Doesn't seem like realistic in a way. It seems very out there. But it is a 4-player co-op campaign, which is the first time since I think World at War. Like it's been a long time since we had a co-op campaign, and yeah, so we're getting that. Returning characters, obviously David Mason, Raul Mendez, and apparently it's going to be trying to like weave the threads from Black Ops 2 and the most recent Black Ops 6. So that'll be interesting. It is set in the
Trying to
year,
make sense of a senseless game.
yeah, somehow, some way. Set in the year of 2035, so it's still set in that like near future, which is funny enough because thinking about like back during Black Ops 2, which was set in 2025, that was the near future, and here we are in the year of 2025. 2035 is the new near future. So we'll definitely see how that goes. We had a full campaign direct, and which was interesting because they were talking about like how it's like more it's a linear style game, which is great and whatnot, but when you get to the end of the game and you beat the game, it unlocks what they call the end game, and it like throws you into this like PVE experience where it's like kind of like Warzone, kind of like DMZ, and it's just kind of like you're supposed to use what you learn throughout the campaign to see if you can win the end game, but if not, you'll just have to keep dropping in. It's like a roguelike almost kind of thing, like you land and you're trying to build your character up, and then if you die, you got to start over. And it's like, okay, so we'll see how that goes. I don't think that that's really going to catch on that well.
Isn't that pretty much what we had with DMZ? Is it just DMZ over and over again?
I guess, but without the PvP part.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, without the PvP.
So yeah, I'm just curious to see how that goes. Um,
I
but
like shit like that. I hope it's good.
yeah,
I'd play the
maybe it
shit
will.
out of that.
Maybe it will. I just want to give a quick shout out to one of the characters that new characters in the game. His name is Eric Samuels, and the only reason I wanted to highlight it is because in his like little biography they gave for him, he is from York, Pennsylvania, and he was born in 1991. And I was like, man, when the fuck did we ever hear a character have an origin story out of York, Pennsylvania? And he's obviously like, being around our age too. I was like, this is pretty cool to highlight.
Like York, Pennsylvania. Here's my weird fact of the day: is one of the original capitals of the United States of America.
Yeah, there
There
you
you
go.
go.
And now we know why they picked a character from York.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah, let me. I'm trying to scroll through everything. I kind of like got ahead of myself. Multiplayer. It has a massive offering according to them. They have 16 signature maps. 13 of them are brand new, with 3 of them being Black Ops 2 classics. And then there's also 2 large scale maps, all combining to a new visual fidelity. Obviously new tech, futuristic tech being in the 2035. Um, Overclocked gears. So in Black Ops 7, your loadout is alive with possibilities. For the first time, score streaks, field upgrades, and equipment can be upgraded with new overclock systems, which grow more versatile the more you use them. So they're kind of like, if I recall right, the perks. Back in the day, you can make them pro, pro versions of the
Yeah.
perks just by using them enough, and then basically that you'll be able to do this with score streaks. And then like some of the
So if you know
changes
life the game, you just objectively are better than
than
anyone who
everybody
doesn't.
else. Yeah,
Yeah, cool. It's not skill anymore, it's time in game.
yeah. And then also like some of the other things they changed, like tax sprint is no longer like default in the game. Like if you want to have a tax sprint in this game, you have to get a perk. So I was like, that was an interesting take because a lot of people were like complaining about the whole tax sprint. Like just give everyone basic sprinting. But then they found a way, like if you really want tax sprinting, you're gonna have to fucking give up a perk slot for that. But yeah, some new omni movement is including wall jumps and more, which opens up creative possibilities, which is like not like wall running, but like you're just gonna be able to jump off a wall and get to certain areas. I don't
Oh
know.
man, fuck it, dude. I don't need this shit. I hated it when we played last time where people were like just like doing somersaults through the fucking air.
Yeah,
Like fuck off, man.
yeah, absolutely weird. Some of the other stuff they talked about was the hybrid combat specialist, so it lets you mix and match different perks to unlock exciting, powerful hybrid perks. So that'll be interesting to see there. Apparently, I think there's also a new perk that allows you to have looping kill streaks, which I'm on board for because I would love to have my kill streaks loop. I don't know why they ever took it out of the game because like if your maximum kill streak is a 7, but you're on a 21, like I could have had my same score streaks 3 more times.
Nuke inbound.
There's a new skirmish mode, 20v20 adrenaline charged multiplayer mode that blends a variety of objectives with new abilities like the wingsuit, grappling hooks, and intense vehicle warfare into a massive experience set across 2 large maps.
Battlefield.
Yeah, pretty much. They're trying to find ways to compete with Battlefield about a month later, too, by the way, because the official release date is November 14th, which is what we found out during this most recent reveal. But yeah, so that'll be interesting there. That's just kind of a quick update on the equipment and stuff like that. Let me keep scrolling down here. And yep, those are the signature maps. Some of the ones that they're bringing back from Black Ops 2 was like Raid. Which was like obviously one of the best maps that was ever made in Call of Duty. Honestly, that was a really enjoyable experience. I can't remember the other two they got here. And then there's Scott. And then, yeah, Round Based Zombies returns, which is great. This is with all new vehicle gameplay that takes players across a massive set of new locations. So basically, from what I see, it's kind of like a Transit 2.0, which is great to see because that was one of my favorite zombie maps back in the day. And then this also has like crews collide because it continues the Dark Aether story. The Black Ops 6 crew collides with the alternate versions of the original heroes. So you get Richtofen, Nikolai, Takio, and Dempsey. In a never before seen incarnation, these legends return to face a new kind of nightmare. So that'll be really interesting. Survival maps return for the first time since Black Ops 2, and Dead Ops Arcade 4 is returning finally. That was a top-down zombie-like experience with like the twin stick shooter. Really different take on it. So I've always had fun with it, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, man. So definitely a lot to offer. It just comes down to execution and content and seeing if it's actually fun and not just like here's another Call of Duty that they half baked.
I think they need to really buckle down here because like their competitor is back in. Their competitor is back. I hope they're ready to compete.
Yeah. Which could be good for the industry with Battlefield returning because there for the longest Call of Duty didn't have a competitor, so they didn't have to innovate. They didn't have to listen to anybody. But with Battlefield coming out and the numbers that they had during the beta, like the beta on Steam had over 500,000 players concurrently. That is more than any Call of Duty has ever had concurrently on Steam. And this was just a beta. Wait until the game officially comes out. Those numbers I think are going to be staggering.
But I'm hyped. I'm genuinely hyped for this.
Yeah, it's gonna be great to see Battlefield 6 go ahead on with Black Ops 7. It's a year of shooters too, man. Because obviously we just had Delta Force come to console. It's been out on PC. Ready or Not, it's been really big. You got Battlefield 6, Black Ops 7. Man, like there's a lot. There's a lot to play. So it's good, man. It's definitely good content here. But moving on here with Xbox news, we got services, Game Pass editions. So these first like 5 or 6 games are already out now, but we got Blacksmith Master on PC, Voidbreaker, which was just recently revealed and kind of put into early access on PC from the Game Awards or Gamescom Then we got Goat Simulator Remastered on Series X and S, Persona 4 Golden now on all platforms, Herdling, which is now on cloud, PC, and the Series console. And then just in a couple of days here on the 26th, we finally get our Gears of War Reloaded. This is the remastering of Gears of War 1, which I'm super excited to check out and hopefully play and beat with you, Roger. That'd be great to hop in and check it out and compare it. Maybe we can run through the series one of these days. But another big one here, Dragon Age: The Veilguard. If you have not been able to play this comes to Game Pass on the 28th, cloud, PC, and the series. But obviously, with all of these games coming, we got to lose some games. So on the 31st, we're losing Ben 10, Power Trip, Borderlands 3, which sucks because we still have not beaten that one yet. Paw Patrol, Mighty Pup Save, Adventure Bay, which was fun to play with my daughter. Sea of Stars, one of the greatest games of all time, is officially leaving Game Pass. And This War of Mine, Final Cut, is also leaving Game Pass. Any recommendations for people to check out before those go?
If you haven't played Sea of Stars, get to it. It is honestly it is a tribute to a classic genre in a way that was both witty, humorous, and super fun. It really did it. It just was one of the best ways to do the genre, I think, in a long time.
Hell yeah, man. I had an absolute ton of fun with fucking Sea of Stars, and they just recently had that DLC too, the free DLC that came out for it, which I have not checked out, but I do know one of our friends, Marshmallow, has checked it out, and he had a blast with it. So yeah, a lot of fun, man. Definitely check it out. And then last part here with Xbox was in regards to some hardware. We officially got the release date for the Rogue Xbox Ally and Ally X coming out on October 16th. Shout out to Roger and his birthday. Um, getting the
Damn.
handheld to come out. But the pricing has not been revealed to us yet. And they said it's
Probably
due
for good
to
reason.
yeah, they said it's due to like the ever evolving market, and we know it's the tariffs and everything else that we want to blame it on. But only time will tell on that. I'm really excited to get like I personally want this to be my handheld game console. Like this seems like it is everything that I need. I'm an avid Xbox gamer, but this will also allow me to play like my Steam library and anything else that I have. But just having that dedicated console, and it like I don't know, the ergonomics looks really well. It has a nice sleek design. Um, I hope it turns out to be really well. But what's your thoughts on the Rogue Allied? Is there something that you could think about picking up?
The money is going to be the big thing, and I think it's
Mhm.
going to be way more expensive than I really want to spend for a handheld console right now. I think that's just going to be the truth of the fact.
Yeah, I saw the leaks with Best Buy. Also, Best Buy had like first numbers in. They just like put in like when they put a generic dates, they had like a generic amount. They were like 99999 or some shit like that, like $1,000, and we're like, yeah, that's not it. And they put it for both of them, so it wasn't real. But I do speculate like 900 for the X and 600 for the just the regular one, which is I think a bit much. Like that is a lot for something that's just a
Buy a gaming
mobile.
computer.
Right, yeah. You can
Like,
clearly buy those, but like this is something different. Like this is a like a niche market. I still think it's a niche market. Like
no,
the
I
whole
get you.
So it'll be really interesting to see how this definitely plays out. If it's within the budget or even once I pay off my chair cuz I have a payment plan set up for this, like once this is paid off, I could see myself saying, "Hey, this is my next thing that I'd be willing to pay monthly for." Like it'd be pretty cool. But yeah, man. And then last but not least, they have announced a new controller coming from Hyperkin. This is basically like the I'm gonna get the trailer here up on screen so everybody could check it out with us. This is basically the PS5 controller, but for Xbox, more or less. And they even put like the thumbsticks side by side, which I'm not a fan of by any means. They do have Hall effect triggers, which is great. So you don't got to worry about any stick drift, and it does have like those impulse triggers like the PS5 has, so you can feel the resistance of like pulling a bow back, shit like that. I know a lot of people aren't really big fans of that, but
I
I
think
mean,
it's one of the best things.
like
I think it's awesome.
I think it's really immersive, but it's definitely not meant for like competitive, like gaming and stuff like that.
You can turn it
Anyway,
off though. That's the thing.
exactly.
You just turn it off.
It does have back paddle buttons, which you can reprogram, which is awesome. As you can see, the joysticks you can change from concave to what's the other word? I forget the other word it's for it. The
Next.
opposite. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. But overall, the design looks almost like it's an exactly a duplicate of the PlayStation controller.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it, but what makes it more appealing though is that it's a $50 controller.
Mhm.
And that is just mind blowing because that's cheap as fuck. Even for the basic controllers from like Microsoft are 50, 60, $80. It's just depending on which one you get. So $50 for a controller that has a lot of like next gen features, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's a competitive third-party controller that's like cheap as fuck.
Yeah. But all right, man. Yeah, that's all the Xbox news I got for everyone this week. What's going on in the PlayStation realm?
All right, so PlayStation, we've got a news from one of their studios. Helldivers 2 is officially on release for the Xbox console, getting a new battle pass, which is a really interesting collaboration that I thought was cool. That Microsoft, clearly Microsoft and Sony aren't at each other's throats. Like they know that they have the market cornered here in our shore, like, and not over as much over in like the China space. So they're kind of working together, it feels like, because ODST is getting a battle pass in Helldivers. So like you're gonna be able to get your ODST armor sets.
And weaponry, like holy fuck! Like
Yeah, it
when I
looks
saw
really
this
cool.
trailer, I was like, I'm back. Like I want to play it.
Yeah.
Like I want to play it just so I can get this Warbond and get this entire Halo set. Like it looks really fucking badass. Like ODST though, like was such a fun game back in the day. I think it came out like '09 or 10 or something like that. And I was just like, man, being able to like play as them in this game, which we were calling for a while, was like Halo can just create their own fucking Helldivers game with the ODST. And here they are, they're doing a crossover with Helldivers to create it. But as you can see here, you got the SMG, um, which was pretty badass. And then like I think they showcased the pistol next, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So it's the Magnum pistol. You know, we know the heavy hitter with that one, which is pretty dope.
Your one tap, your head shotgun.
Then you get the assault rifle, the one that you got to put the entire clip in, and you might kill somebody with. Never understood why shitty of a gun that was.
Yeah, well, it doesn't feel very shitty based off the Helldiver clip there.
Right. And then you got the shotgun, which looks like it's just obliterating people. So yeah, man, looks really badass. And then they even got like the almost like the warthog in the game, which looks pretty cool too. But yeah, man, it just looks really cool. And even like some of
Yeah.
the enemies almost kind of like have like Covenant esque design.
hmm All right. So staying within the vein of Helldivers here, we got a funny one out of Fortnite. They added a new game mode where you fight these bugs in this bug battle game mode, and the developers of Helldivers 2 said that something looks familiar. Honestly, Fortnite does it again. They take everyone else's idea and use it for themselves.
It's so fucking insane, bro. I really don't understand how they get away with the shit that they do.
Yeah, that very litigious is what it is.
Absolutely bonkers. Yeah, I saw this. I was like, man, they literally just steal anything from anything that's hot, and they're just like, we're gonna bring it into our
And
game.
the kids go, "Hey man, have you tried that cool game mode that Fortnite came up with?" Uh, no, because they didn't come up with it. Like,
They stole it from someone
no.
else.
Yeah, dude. I've been there where a kid says something about Fortnite. You're like, "Yeah, I did that on this." Oh, they stole that from Fortnite.
Yeah, or I obviously it's a meme, but it's just like, yo, it's that guy from Fortnite, and it'd be like The Rock or like
Master
John
Chief.
Wick, Master Chief. You're like, wait a minute, no.
Holy shit, they made a movie about this guy? This Fortnite character has a movie?
uh,
All right, let's move on from Fortnite fanfare and talk about the PlayStation game catalog that's changing. So we've got Mortal Kombat 1 coming to the game catalog. We've got Marvel's Spider-Man arriving, Sword of the Sea, Earth Defense Force 6, Unicorn Overlord, which is a game I actually would check out. Um, Atelier Ryza 3 is coming, which is if I beat the second one, then because I believe they're pulling this whole series off of Steam. So
Mm.
if you want to play the series, this is you can get it on the PlayStation service. They're adding Indica, Harold Halibut, Coral Island, which is pretty cool because Coral Island just on PC released their multiplayer update, so now you can play co-op. This is a game that's similar to like a Stardew Valley style game, but also has a co-op feature to it, which is pretty nifty. They're adding Resident Evil 2 to PlayStation Plus Premium. They're adding Resident Evil 3 Nemesis,
Yeah, those are the
and
classics,
that
man.
yeah, so a lot of big game changes coming out for this.
Yeah, it's awesome to see PlayStation's Game Pass or game catalog thrive just as well.
Hmm. Alrighty, so next up here we've got hardware. So there are changes to the console prices in the US. PlayStation 5 is going up to a lot. So 5 it was $499, is now 549.99. The digital edition is also going to go up to $499, down from $449. And PlayStation 5 Pro, sorry, up. It was previously lower. And the PlayStation 5 Pro is jumping by $50 as well, from $699 to $749. Which, you know, they watched Microsoft do it and they're like, okay, our turn. They
Yeah,
watched Nintendo do it. Okay, our turn.
yeah,
You know,
and they were
it's
like,
kind of one of those things.
they were even saying like, "Oh, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it." And everyone was like, "PlayStation's not going to do it," and here we are.
Oh shit. Yeah, we are.
And it's so crazy to me. Like, I mean, we talk about it when Xbox and Nintendo both did it. It's like, why does this generation just want to go up? It needs to go down. Like we're getting like a couple of years from the next generation of consoles, and they're just becoming even harder to get into this
The
generation.
moon. Yeah, everyone's pricing the industry out of playing games on console. It feels like, because at this point, you might as well just move to PC for a lot of this gaming anymore. Because like the consoles are almost PC prices. Like you can get an introductory PC upgraded over the next few years, and it'll run better than a console will after a while.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely the argument and the back and forth people deal with. It's just a lot of people, even myself, I prefer console gaming just for the convenience and just the ease of
Hmm.
access, ease of use. Like I literally don't have, knock on wood, I have zero issues with my Series X and my PS5. Like I have no issues with them ever.
Hmm.
Like very rarely do I ever come across any issues. PC, there's something shit every other day. Like I can't fucking
But
get
then,
like what the fuck?
but you can't play Ascension on console.
If there's a will, there's a way. It may
I
not be the
mean,
best. I'm sure I could.
I don't think so, but you do you, friend.
But yeah, man, that's everything with PlayStation though. What's going on with Nintendo, man?
So, Nintendo talked about Kirby Air Ride in a direct recently here after I believe we ended up, this did get moved back, right? So we're now looking at a November 20th, 2025 release date, but we did get a 45-minute of fresh gameplay for this game. And honestly, it is looking pretty good.
Yeah, it looks really good, but I was like 45 minutes for a game like this. I don't think it needed 45 minutes, but okay.
It's one of their like big hitter games over the years, and like I could count a ton of people. Like I don't have enough fingers to talk about the people I know in my past, in my friend group now, who've played this and been like, man, this series Nintendo slept on, and it was a mistake.
I'm just curious why they released it in the same year as Mario Kart World because it's more or less a similar
Yeah,
S game.
I kind of agree with your statement there. Like, this clearly was the game we needed, but like it feels like every console Nintendo releases does need Mario Kart, and I think that's why we got Mario Kart, even though it probably didn't need it.
Right. It's like almost as like if Xbox is like, here's Forza Motorsport 2. Oh, and then here's
Yeah,
Forza Horizon 6 only like 3 months later,
the
and
same time.
you're like, don't think we needed both of them in the same year, but okay. Like it ain't
Thanks,
going to be
I
bad.
guess.
It's like, all right, cool. I'm going to enjoy both of them, but I didn't need both of them at the same time.
And some people are just going to sleep on one and not see it. And so I think it's definitely going to hurt sales numbers for one of these two games, and it's probably going to be Air Ride. Now
Hmm.
they are spaced far enough apart, almost 9 months now I think it'll be. So,
Yeah,
or no, it'll be closer to 6, I guess, 6 months because it was mid-spring or something we got the Nintendo.
it was June.
Oh, it was June. I thought it was May. So yeah, like we're pretty close to 6 months. So hopefully the hype dies down a little bit on Mario Kart for them, and they're able to really capitalize on that.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see. Next up.
Alrighty. Sorry about that. The next up is Pokemon Pocket. TCG is going to be getting a new expansion. Now, you probably are the one better to talk about this than me since I don't play Pokemon Pocket.
Yeah, I'm just like, their timing with new expansions to me is god awful. Because you got some of them where it's like, all right, there's only 80 cards in the set. All right, cool, you complete it, and it's like, all right, cool. When does the next set come out? And it takes forever
Yeah.
to get a new set. But then you get a massive set like we're in right now, where there's
And
two,
then they
you have two,
release a small set.
yeah, you have two sets that you're trying to complete. Like you have two packs, and like each pack pulls different cards. And this one has like 161 cards in it. I'm like, I'm nowhere close to finishing this set. And they're like, here's a new one, and I'm like, I, I don't need
Yeah.
a new one yet. Like, it's because they release
Oh.
sets that are like they'll have 2 packs or 3 packs, and then there's some sets that only have 1 pack, like this one, Secluded Springs. Looks cool,
Mhm.
looks awesome. Like Gen 2 is one of my favorite generations in Pokemon. Period. But it's just like you could have just slowed the fuck down. Like let this one
Mhm.
breathe a little bit longer, and then release that one. But I mean,
It's the thing is they want to do it because it the people who are like I've got to finish my set now are like, well shit, now I might have to just buy packs instead of like earning them.
yeah, and I get it.
It's
It's not going to
it's
make me
it's
buy
it's
anything because I
monetization.
don't spend money in this game at all. I just collect
Yeah.
my 2 free packs every day and push it along.
Honestly, this game to me is sort of like Master Duel for Yu-Gi-Oh, where like, or sorry, Speed Duel for Yu-Gi-Oh, where it was like they had the app where it wasn't like the full Yu-Gi-Oh card game, and like so games were quick. It wasn't the full fleshed out game, so you weren't getting the same experience you were getting in the card game. And so I feel like that's what we're riding right now. This is that sort of dumbed down version of Pokemon,
Yeah, it
and
is
you're
like it
like,
faster. Like even when you do battle
yep,
in TCGP, the pool prize is 3 as opposed
hmm,
to 6, which is at least that's what it was classic when I used to play back in the day.
yep,
And I'm sure that's probably still the same. I think in standard, so it's a
because
little bit
it's
quicker in
six
this,
Pokeballs, 6 wins,
right? But then like
because you knock out one of your opponents.
I
Yeah,
don't know
go ahead.
how it works in like regular Pokemon like physical card game rules, but like there's some of them
Same.
in TCGP where if you knock out one of the Pokemon, you get to collect
Eight
2 rewards,
cards.
like 2 of them. And now they're about
Hmm.
to introduce megas, which you get three rewards from it. So like if you kill the mega, then that's GG's. Like you win automatically then.
Yep.
So I don't know how
Yeah,
much different that is compared to physical in
it's the
standard.
same. Yeah, it's the same as the standard game where it's EXs are worth 2. So like they're super high powered, but if you can cheese out an EX with one Pokemon, you've won hard, like super hard.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. I'm
But
excited for a
EXs can
new.
also sweep as well, so that it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, yeah, without a doubt. But hey, new set can't be too mad about it. It's just, that means new
Stop
cards.
giving me content, like what are we
Because
gonna
right now I'm
complain
opening
that
up
they're
packs.
actually?
All packs have 5 cards in it. It's like I get maybe one new card every pack, and that's a maybe. There's a
Mhm.
lot of packs I get no new cards. So it's like at least the new sets like cool, 5 new cards, 5 new cards, 5 new cards. Oh nope, I'm back down.
It
No,
just
no
feels
new
good
card.
again.
Yeah. So we'll see. All right, man. So that's all the Nintendo news. Let's talk about EA. They had two little things I wanted to talk about. First off was in regards to a rumor. It says this is from a really good insider that knows like one of the higher up developers, and they were saying that Battlefield plans to become an annual release again, but it will take about like probably 5 years or so for them to get back on track. Because obviously we know they have like three. I know they have at least four studios, but I want to say that they also have a fifth studio working on Battlefield right now, and it's just like they could get into a rhythm where they couldn't.
Getting out of it,
It
you
could
know.
release annually, but like I argue all the time that we don't even need an annual Call of Duty. Like just make a game and add content to it. Like I'd be cool for a
Mhm.
new story mode or drop story of DLC or however you want to do the story. Like that'd be great.
Just like look at Warzone. Okay, so Warzone is a perfect example where like it's just one release. You have Warzone, but it changes. There's the multiplayer game changes every few months. There's a big update or something will change. A
Mhm.
new Call of Duty game gets dropped. All those things get rolled in. You know.
Exactly. So we've seen that it worked, and even in like Call of Duty Online existed before. Like all of that stuff
Hmm.
worked, but they just fail to realize because they know that people are just going to buy it every year no matter what.
Money.
So yeah,
It's yeah.
corporate greed yet again.
And the other issue is like when you start doing like yearly releases like that, you make a lot more money than if you're just like, okay, we're gonna develop just a little bit of the game here. We're gonna like launch just one small DLC, and then you have to hope that people buy it. But it's
Hmm.
not like COD has issues with microtransactions. Like
No, not at all.
you see enough Nicki Minaj running around in your game.
No, it's all about Beavis and Butthead and Family Guy or
Right? Yeah.
whatever that's in it now. Like it should don't
Yeah.
even look like a fucking Call of Duty shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible. I'm excited for Battlefield to have realistic looking skins and not the stupid shit that we see in Call of Duty.
Just you wait. Just you wait. They'll
In
they'll
no
get you there.
time, in no time.
They'll get it there, boys. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, yeah. So let's just talk about Battlefield 6 real quick because this is really just a recap what I mentioned earlier about having like over 500,000 current users, but like the beta was so well received that they have already had 605,000 pre-orders. That's $35 million in revenue. There's 2.7 million wish list items. There were 521,000 beta CCUs. And the percentage of wish listers also plays Call of Duty at 62%, Battlefield 2042 at 48%, Helldivers 2 at 33%, and Delta Force at 27%. So obviously they are pulling from these massive games, bringing their attention over from those games into theirs. So I was just like, holy hell. And like, these are just Steam numbers. Like, we're not even talking about Xbox, PlayStation, like
Mhm.
at all. And I'm just like, fuck. Like,
We're just talking about the largest gaming community, which is PC players on the largest store.
mhm,
Now let's take, for example, if it's on multiple stores, like they're going to sell it on the EA launcher and Steam. So, like,
yeah,
who buys it on the EA launcher versus the Steam launcher?
yeah. It's going to be great, man. Really excited for it.
Could
Let's
be a
talk
good
about
game.
let's talk about another game I'm excited for, and that's High on Life 2. It got its official release date set for February 13th of next year. Game Pass day one. I know how you feel about the first one and what you ran into, but this game has been looking really good. We got to see some more gameplay behind it recently, and I'm just like, yeah, like the game is getting wackier and crazier. And the fact that like if you do something, I guess, bad in the game, your game could be taken over by like some in-game person and like completely can like reset your game or some stupid shit like that. And then like it
But
turns it into like a Bible adventure game. Like there's some like wacky games that it can become. And I'm just like, this game just doesn't take itself serious and
that
I
could
love it.
be that could be really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what this game has to offer, honestly. But yeah, man, let's talk about an article that you dropped into the Discord. What's going on with from a publisher
Oh
and
yeah.
developer that we like?
So Balatro's publisher is now releasing a new roguelike with one of their other studios. I thought it looked really cool, and I only thought about it because of you and the last time we went to an arcade. So Balatro developer is now instead of poker, or sorry, Balatro's publisher, instead of having a studio doing a game about poker, we're doing a game about coin drop machines. Like, so this is a roguelike coin drop machine game. You collect
Uh,
power up in a coin drop game style. I was like, get the fuck out of here. This looks silly as fuck.
because this is similar to like obviously the games that we were playing at like when we went to the Sports Emporium and stuff. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna get some gameplay up. Like it's literally like, look, I'm just shout out to this guy for providing some gameplay here. Let me give him his this is Zach Scott Games. Shout out to him. Go give him a drop. Subscribe to him. But yeah, man, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
They really made a game like this. Like I could see myself at least checking it out. Not gonna lie.
I am gonna play the shit out of this, dude. I looked at it and I was like, son of a bitch, I know I'm gonna play the fuck out of this, and
Like
it's gonna be bad.
you
Like
got
I'm
me.
just gonna sit there and let it running in background for a while and be like, oh shit, dude. I forgot I had this open. Click, 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 click. Oh,
Yeah, and then like you can
uh,
see
it-
like the different like abilities or like shit that you can unlock and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to play the crap out of this, dude. There you go, a game for Lauren to play.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to show it to her and then she's gonna be like, fuck, you got me.
Just sits there on the couch playing it. You're like, you lost your Xbox. Guess you're just gonna have to play Ascension more.
Yeah, exactly. Win-win.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's talk about a game here that it's a classic. It's an OG. It's back. It actually comes out here in a couple of days, but it's not doing the greatest when it comes to performance already. Um, the game basically runs terribly on the Series X and S and the PS5. It's rendering at anywhere between 720p and 1080p at 30 to 50 FPS in performance mode, which is crazy. And it says the PS5 Pro somehow runs
It
worse.
still works.
It
Yeah.
looks blurrier despite the PSSR. And I was just like, I'm so confused on how like you fuck up this game. Like obviously MGS3
Yeah.
is one of the greatest games of all time. And it's just like
And like
a lot of
a
hype was
toaster
leading
could have
up.
run it.
Right. And like I don't know, dude. Like they got to figure out maybe have a day one patch ready to go to fix this, but when your game is running that shitty, makes me not even want to think about buying the game.
I'm definitely not getting it because
I'm going to have to wait.
too,
It's a game that I'm gonna wait
yeah,
to buy. It's on sale for $20. Yeah, I got it.
yeah. That's the kind of that's where I'm at. Like I've been loading $25 in Steam Cash on my account every paycheck right now because I have a little bit extra because I stopped getting other things. I'm like, all right, this is a game I can get with that extra money, if it actually plays well.
Yeah, and maybe when it's $20, it'll be fully
Yeah,
fleshed out, no issues,
yeah,
runs
right.
smooth as can be. But then again, it may run great on PC. You know,
Hmm.
like it could because right now we're all
Like
talking about
most
this.
other things.
Not always. You know, the PC version is always the problem child. I'm like, oh, I'm playing
No,
Star
no, Game
Wars.
Pass.
I'm playing Star Wars Survivor. No issues. I can't even play the game. It's fucking bricked. Like, okay, buddy.
Enjoy.
Sucks to suck. But yeah,
Yeah,
man. Let's talk about a game that could steal Game of the Year from Expedition 33. I would say, or at least has a chance to.
I don't think so. I think it's gonna win an indie game of the year or like small studio game of the year, and that would be Hollow Knight Silksong. This game has disappeared from like the zeitgeist for a while now because like it was supposed to release like 2 years ago, I think at this point, then got delayed to last year, then got delayed again. I think we're on like the third or fourth delay. It finally got another release date because the last time it got delayed, they just said sometime. So the new delay puts the game coming out in 9/4/2025. So next month on the 4th. Uh I didn't even read the second. This has already prompted multiple game delays. So like multiple other games have already like oh shit, they're dropping this game on this date. Let's move. So this is one of those games where we're probably going to see a big hit on a lot of people picking this up and stopping, other games that they're already working on playing.
Yeah. Yeah, this game's gonna be massive. Like this game has been like one of those games is like there's so much excitement behind it, and I've never played the first one, but obviously it looks pretty cool, and it did really well. I think it came like runner up or really close because in 2017 Breath of the Wild won Game of the Year, so it didn't have a chance. But
Yeah.
I don't think it has a chance either with Expedition 33. That's just my opinion. Like that game is just it's going to have to be in the museum of video games in the future. But yeah, man, shout out to Silksong finally making its reappearance a couple months ago, and then it's getting its release
Finally
date.
showing up
Yeah,
for
now
an
it's
honorable mention.
yeah, and it makes sense. Let's drop it. Obviously, it's been marketed heavily with the Xbox Rogue Ally, um, uh, and that's been pretty cool to see. But they're coming out about a month apart, and this is coming out before the console. Um, so yeah, man. I did you play the original at all?
I didn't beat it, but I played it.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to Silksong?
Not really.
Yeah.
Personally, it's just if I was more into some Metrovanias, like I don't mind Metrovanias, but it's just not one that I'm really like super into right now.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, I have my come and goes of those style games. Not gonna lie, like obviously the Ori series was a lot of fun. Prince of Persia, the Lost Crown was a lot of fun until it fucking just started to drag its feet, and then it became not fun. But hopefully, Silk Song does really well. But maybe it'll win runner up game of the year because it can't beat Expedition 33. Which, by the way, shout out, they just announced the Mirror Edition, and I bought it. Um, it comes with a steelbook. I'm trying to bring it up here so people could check it out, and it wasn't even that expensive either. It was like $60. Get it up here on screen. You can buy it in. I bought obviously the Xbox version, and it's the Mirror Edition Xbox, and it comes with a fucking steelbook, dude. And I was like, you can't ask for anything better than this. And it comes with
My man
collectible
has a
cards.
steelbook edition addiction.
Addiction, yes, but it also comes with collectible cards, and it includes 3 of a possible 10 exclusive character cards to collect, which think would be really cool. Like I loved everything about this game, and that's why I was like, and I've been wanting just to buy the physical copy of the game, and I can never find it. And then they announced this shit, and it was available to buy on Amazon. I was like, buy, pre-order. Like I need it just so I can have the physical edition. And I was like,
Now,
and it comes with steelbook. I was like, man, this is a win-win. And it comes with cards. I'm a huge card collector. Like this is a win-win-win-win-win. Game, steelbooks, cards. Those are my 3 hobbies that I love collecting. So shout out to that, man. Just had to give that a quick shout out. I know we were talking about Silk Song, but my bad.
you're good.
But let's go ahead and move on. We've got a couple more topics here before we close out this week's episode. We got Ubisoft, one of their games, Assassin's Creed Mirage, which has been out for what 2-3 years now. 2 years I think, is actually getting a content update. A big one is you're getting a new story chapter and mission set in the 9th century. I don't even know what that is called. AIUIA. I don't even know if that's what that is.
I I it's that's an abbreviation.
Yeah, I
It's
can't tell you.
the ancient Arabian oasis city and government. It's mostly Saudi Arabia.
We gotcha.
Yeah.
So awesome to see that, and the gameplay improvements for the base game and the new location. And this is all for free. This isn't even going to be paid DLC. Like this game is fucking free. Like that is shit is fire. And I was just like, I really enjoyed Mirage. Like Mirage was a thorough, really fun experience, and I may have to give this a go, especially because it's free and I still have it. I'll eventually get back to Shadows. That game's been put on pause for quite some time now, though.
Yeah, I feel that about some of these games lately.
Yeah. All right, man. If you want to round us out here with the last topic of the night.
Alrighty. PUBG is officially ending support for the PS4 and the Xbox One. So I would honestly love to be a fly on the wall to see the percentage like use numbers and like the sales number when this date hits on 11/13, November 13th this year. We're gonna see the end of support for PUBG on PS4 and Xbox One. Like if this was Fortnite, I would love to see the numbers, but PUBG, I want to really see like, does this influence the market at all? But it is close to like, Black Friday season, so like we might not really get the full effect of what we could see out of it. But it's just an interesting thing to like think about. How impactful is this on the market? Like, is it going to be, what happens when they finally actually discontinue support?
Right? Does it push the needle for people wanting to buy the current gen consoles
Mhm.
and finally upgrade? Because we obviously know like the player base on the PS4 and the Xbox One is still a massive fucking player base. So,
Mhm.
is this game big enough to move that needle and push people to the next generation of consoles? I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
or is it just gonna be, nope, well, all right, moving over it, like flyover kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's kind of like, okay, I guess I'm done playing PUBG. Let me go play another battle royale that's on my Xbox or in PlayStation 4 that I can still play, aka Fortnite.
Yeah.
Because that could be the influence too. Like maybe consoles don't go up, but we see an influx of player base on other games that are still readily available on the last gen consoles.
Mhm.
So yeah, that'll definitely be interesting to see come November. And it's so crazy. It's the day before Black Ops 7. Imagine.
Everyone's like, PUBG, throws it out. Well,
Black
don't
Ops
need this
7.
shit.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that's all the topics we got this week. Any last comments or remarks before we close out this week's episode?
No, hey guys, thanks for joining us. And see you next week.
Yeah, man, we want to thank everyone who checked us out today live here on Twitch and anyone who does check us out later on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. But Roger, where can the community find you
Hey, I'm on Discord like all the time. So if
at?
you want to talk, want to play, want to hang out, just check us out on Discord.
And of course, you can check me out at Twitter at Mr. Neverchillin _. Facebook is Vic Brubacher for any questions, concerns, or if you want to come on the show, hit me up there. And I do play games on Xbox, so my gamer tag is X Neverspace Chillin. PlayStation, I think, is VBrew24. But other than that, I do have a Twitch at twitch.tv /Mr. Neverchillin. Maybe I'll start streaming one of these days, especially since I've been doing a lot more PC gaming as of lately. But we do want to thank everyone again. And until next week, peace.
Press Start Podcast.